Candace and Ikea and Kayla to just come sit up here for a few minutes, if you will. You know, they've all gone through the program and at different times. And so I just feel like it's going to be beneficial for you all to be able to ask them some questions. This is a not get in trouble time for you. It's a time of if you really want to know how did you do this, then they can tell you that. What year did you graduate, Ikea? I'm going to ask the others the same questions. Here.
2023.
2023.
2021.
2021. I say graduate.
I graduated last April, so 2025.
Okay. And then Heather was? Okay, so you've got 21, 23, 21, 21, 23.
Yeah.
I'm old. Okay. And 23, 25. And I'm not going to go back over it. Y'all got it, right? Do you have any questions for them?
How did you get through?
Let's stand up. Just stand up to ask your question. How did you get through without being with your family? Who wants to answer that? Okay.
That was the hardest thing about this program, was being away from my family. When I came to this program, I chose this program for one because I knew it was a year-long program. I had been to the 90-day program before, it did not help, but I also knew that Jesus was going to be the only one that could save me. So I chose Freedom House for one, to be away from the world, no cell phone, no family, nothing. But I prayed a lot. I cried a lot. I held on to literally the bedpost every night and just would cry out to God for help. It was Him solely that helped me without my family.
It was really hard. It was hard to not be home, but the way that I was, even if I was at home, I wouldn't be the person that I wanted to be. So I knew that this was a small sacrifice to something much bigger after this. So just keep thinking this. You gave a lot of time to your addiction, and you owe it to yourself to do this year or more if God, puts that on your heart. But it pays off in the end, and you're so much more for who you love than you were before. So it's a small sacrifice, but it's for them in the long run.
Well, and I'll tag into what Kayla's telling you. How long did you stay, Kayla? Stand back up.
Okay. 3.5 years.
She stayed 3.5 years. She
stayed-
did not have her girls.
Yes.
She was working to get better, and it took her longer.
It did. So at 12 months, God told me that I needed to stay, and I said to God that I tried to reason that I need to go home because my kids, and He told me that if I don't, keep going, that I'll probably need a program later down the road. So I told Miss Love I need 3 months added to my program because I want to make sure I heard from God. So, staying, I learned to be a leader. I'm not saying it's going to take that long for y'all, but I'm so happy I stayed because I was able to learn how to take ownership of my life in a way that I never thought I could, and I could come home and be confident and be the mom that they need me to be. So it's worth everything you put in is what you're going to get out.
Okay, she also did transitional living for the last 6 months and was very successful with that, was able to save money, get things in order to be able to go home, and look here. She has 2 beautiful girls, full custody and everything of them. So there, if you obey God, when you obey God, time factors are different for everybody. It might be 12 months, it might be longer. We say 12 plus months because we're going to give God the opportunity to do whatever. And then, of course, there's other reasons for that. So, thank you, Caleb. Okay, next question. All right. Stand, please.
How was it when you guys finished the program for the world? Like, were you guys good? Was it scary when you guys left here?
How was it when you completed the program for the world, IKEA?
I would say it was a process, to say the least. I actually stayed on to be an intern after my program, and then I became a staff member at the time. And I ended up in that process not allowing God to continue to work in my heart. And I was also a little bit afraid of using the tools that I gained here to be able to come back to things in the world. So during that process, I ended up leaving as a staff member, and it was something that I was leaving out of fear. I ran out of fear, and back into the world, and I realized he still is there in the midst of that, and I returned, and I did a whole other restoration program in 2022. Yes, the end of 2022. And in that process, I still, at the end of that program, I started to get that same feeling of, can I stand, like, when I get back on is the same thing that happened over and over again, like the cycle. And it was always going back into the world that scared me, because I felt sheltered here. You get what you need here. You have something to fall back on when you're here. But when you're out there in the world, you have to use the tools that you learn here. And I remember at the very end of the second program, I did the same thing. I started getting afraid. I'm like, God, you want me to stay? Do you want me to go? I was like, just back and forth. And I remember talking to Miss Love, Pastor Kathy, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, well, you can go, for 2 years and come back. Or it was more of like, she was pushing me, like, because she could see that I was afraid to go back. And she knew that was the best choice for me at the time. And I'll never forget when she said, there's a good thing and there's a God thing. And I was like, I didn't even know it was 2 choices. Like I thought it was all in or nothing. And I knew that choice of leaving and going back into the world was a God thing for me. And I actually left that time and did not come back. And when I tell you, Miss Love telling me that to fall forward if you fall. Because for me, I used to fall in the program in certain ways, and I would just think it's the end of the world. Like, I didn't enough 3 months. Like, I was one hard on myself. I would write myself up all the time. I would try to be the best I can. But when I got back into the world, I noticed that I had to stand still, return. And that's a huge thing. Even when you fall, return quickly. Because the return is where you begin to build your relationship with him. You begin to see that the love that he has for you is greater than whatever the world has out here. And every time I returned, I realized that he was just literally pulling me right back up. And I've been at ORU for about 3 years now, and I've been out in the world for a very long time, and noticing that the accountability is super huge when you do go back out, and realizing that you can stand. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, you have literally this place to be able to call back when you complete, and you're able to be like, okay, I did this, I don't know what to do. You have people to direct you right back into the path that you need to go. So when you fall, do not continue to fall and get right back up and return to Jesus, because he's going to continue to save you.
One thing I just wanted to know too is, like, so when I left the program, I was like on fire.